Hello and welcome to 100% Kotlin Frontend. I'm going to make you fall in love with Kotlin in about 7 minutes, or at least I hope so. So let's get started. So I am a lead frontend developer at JetBrains. In the past 7 years, I've been working both on products and frameworks we're building at JetBrains. So I'm the guy behind things such as UpSource, Ring UI, and most recently Kotlin JavaScript libraries. So who's tried Kotlin before? OK, ample potential for improvement in this room. So what is Kotlin? Kotlin is a statically typed programming language for modern multi-platform applications. What does it mean? It means that Kotlin code can be compiled and run on the JVM in the browser as JavaScript, as well as native. And the code you write can be shared between those platforms. So you write it once, and then it executes in all those targets. So on the JVM, Kotlin is a great alternative to Java. It has recently become a recommended language for Android development. In the browser, it is a good alternative to TypeScript, so it has the benefits similar to TypeScript. And, well, native is obvious. So basically, like, Kotlin runs everywhere. Like, if you have a cat litter management problem, you can make an IoT device and run Kotlin inside it. So at JetBrains, Kotlin is obviously used a lot. We have hundreds of developers writing Kotlin code every day. We have already created dozens of projects in it. And the one I'm working on is maybe one of the most exciting ones. It's a big web application that is written only in Kotlin. The backend, the frontend, the mobile applications is all just all Kotlin. So we are basically on the cutting edge. We are trying out new versions of the language itself as soon as they come out. We are testing the new libraries, and we are developing libraries ourselves and then share them with the world. So what does one need to effectively write front-end code in Kotlin? Well, obviously, we need libraries, and we need JavaScript interop, because while we want to use this new language, we also want to use all the great things available in the community, things like React or Code Mirror or D3, styled components. So we want to use them all in our projects. Speaking of what has just, oh yeah, it's good. Sorry, because this monitor just died. So speaking of React and style components, it's an approach that we like a lot, but we see a small problem with it. So this is an example of code that I've taken directly from the style components website. And it actually is an interesting mixture of 3 different syntaxes. So you write CSS as normal CSS. You just put it inside a template string. And you have some bits of JavaScript, and you have JSX. So, like, as I said, a mixture of 3 different syntaxes in one file. In Kotlin, we can achieve the same thing in the same number of lines of code, but it's really a uniform syntax all the way. It's just some functions and properties and function calls and brackets, but it's all the same language, and it's all a type-safe language. So this is great. So this I'm going to skip. So we have created 3 libraries that make this possible. The first one is called Kotlin React, and it's a wrapper for React. so it's not just some type definition. It's something that allows you to write proper nice Kotlin code while using React. And the second library is Kotlin CSS. It's a DSL for creating style sheets. And the third one is called Kotlin Styled. It lets you put those previous two together, as you see on this screenshot. So this one. So this uses all three to do the React style components magic. And getting started with it is really easy. We have a thing called Create React Kotlin App. So you just use npx to bootstrap a new application, and you're good to go. Almost, because the CSS support is not baked into it. It's just React. So to enable CSS in your freshly created application, you need to install a bunch of packages, and then you are really good to go. As I said, two things, libraries and JavaScript interop. The interop story in Kotlin is very, very nice and very easy to use because Kotlin has a built-in dynamic type. Those of you familiar with GWT, for example, the Java to JavaScript compiler, know that interoperability with JavaScript is not so nice. It's there is a real barrier between the worlds, between the Java world and the JavaScript world. In Kotlin, there is no such barrier. And we also support TypeScript declarations. As you probably know, there is a large repository of TypeScript definitions for many, many popular libraries. And you can actually simply convert them to Kotlin declarations and use those libraries in your project. And importing a JavaScript library into your Kotlin project is extremely easy. You can start with 2 lines of code. You've installed an npm model called Clipboard, and then you write 2 lines of Kotlin code, import it into your project, and start using it from Kotlin. Or, for example, let's say when a new version of Chrome comes out and it contains some new APIs, and you don't have to wait until the Kotlin standard library is updated to support those new APIs. You can again write 2 lines of code and add support for these new APIs to your project. I have some learning material listed here, starting from the Kotlin reference, which is a very well-written introduction to the language, and its cool features that enable this uniform syntax I was talking about. And then there is this Create React Kotlin app and everything else. That's it. Thanks.